Welcome back, everyone. We're diving headfirst into the captivating world of Scottish castles.
Oh, the castles. Sounds like a grand adventure.
It is, and we've got this fantastic email newsletter called Love Scotland as our guide. Right off the bat, it threw me a curveball talking about Blair Castle and who owns it today.
Blair Castle. Now, that's a name that echoes through Scottish history.
And the newsletter makes it sound like figuring out who owns it is like some unsolved mystery.
Well, it does have quite a history. It goes all the way back to 1269, nestled there in the foothills of the Grampian Mountains.
Built by John Comyn, I read. Earl of Buchan at the time.
That's right. But what really makes Blair Castle unique is that it's been in the same family for centuries.
I know. That just boggles my mind, like generation after generation. The Stuarts, the Murrays, the Grahams.
And now it belongs to, well, a branch of the Athol family.
Can you imagine the responsibility to hold on to a piece of history like that for so long?
It's more than just a building, isn't it? It's a legacy. The Athol family must have seen so much change, so many ups and downs over the centuries.
Wars, shifting politics, cultural upheavals. It makes you wonder what sacrifices they had to make to keep Blair Castle in the family.
And how their role as caretakers, you could say, evolved over time.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of legacy, the Love Scotland newsletter calls Scottish castles the crown jewels of the country. Kind of fitting, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. When you think of Scotland, you picture those castles, perched on cliffs, nestled in valleys. Fairy tale stuff, really.
I know, they're like each telling a different story, a different chapter of Scotland's past.
You've got everything from those rugged fortresses like Dunatar Castle, which just screams epic battles and sieges.
Right, and then you have the more elegant castles like Blair, with its royal connections and all, a completely different vibe.
Precisely. They reflect different needs, different eras, like Dunatar, built for defense, solid as a rock. While Blair, well, that shows a time of more peace and stability.
A symbol of power, maybe?
Exactly. I think it's amazing how these castles give us such a tangible link to the past, don't you think?
Totally. But Scotland isn't stuck in the past. I mean, the newsletter mentioned this town called Oban. Apparently won some Town of the Year award recently.
Oban, huh? I wonder what their secret is.
Right. They must have done something pretty special to stand out like that.
Must be a fascinating blend of old and new, preserving their heritage while still looking ahead.
Exactly. And speaking of looking ahead, did you catch that Scotland now has an alpine coaster?
An alpine coaster in Scotland. Now that's something I'd love to try.
Imagine zipping through the Scottish countryside on one of those things. Talk about a thrill.
That sounds absolutely incredible. Combines adventure with the stunning landscape Scotland's known for.
See? Something for everyone. Whether you're a history buff, or a nature lover, or an adrenaline junkie.
Or a little bit of everything. This newsletter also mentions something that piqued my curiosity, a section called Cooey. Apparently, it hints at Queen Victoria's love for Scotland.
Especially Blair Castle, I think.
Makes you wonder about those royal connections. What drew Queen Victoria to Scotland? And what stories are hidden within those castle walls?
Well, it's a good thing we have 2 more parts to this deep dive, because we've got a lot more ground to cover.
Queen Victoria, her reign really put Scotland back on the map, in a way.
Oh, for sure. She was quite smitten with Scotland.
And her influence wasn't just superficial, She impacted everything from art and tourism to how people dressed.
It's fascinating to think how much of modern Scotland was shaped by her love for the country. And speaking of fascinating, our journey through Scotland wouldn't be complete without a trip to Loch Ness.
Ah, Loch Ness. The very name conjures up mystery and legend.
And what better place to experience that than Urquhart Castle? Those ruins right on the shores of the loch, you can almost feel the history there.
Urquhart Castle has seen it all. Centuries of Scottish history unfolding right within its walls. From its construction back in the 13th century to its partial destruction in the 17th.
What a strategic location, though,
Yeah.
right on the Great Lynn.
Oh, absolutely. A key stronghold for different clans over the years, and a focal point during many conflicts.
But let's be honest, we can't talk about Urquhart Castle without mentioning Nessie.
The Loch Ness Monster, that's the one. It just adds another layer of intrigue to the whole place.
Makes you want to grab some binoculars and scan the waters, doesn't it? Just hoping for a glimpse of something.
The enduring fascination with the Loch Ness Monster, I think it speaks to our human need for a little mystery in our lives.
The unknown. What lies beneath the surface?
Exactly. Whether you believe in Nessie or not, it brings a certain magic to a visit to Urquhart Castle. I think we need a little magic every now and then.
I agree. It's a reminder that there are still some things in the world that we can't fully explain. But, hey, let's shift gears a bit. The newsletter also talked about food.
Ah, food. Always a good topic.
And this recipe caught my eye. Scottish Christmas mincemeat slice. It sounds incredible.
Scottish cuisine. It's hearty, it's traditional, and it's often very tied to celebrations and holidays.
Oh, absolutely, like this mincemeat slice. It screams Christmas warmth and family gathering.
It makes you realize that food can be a powerful way to connect with a place,
Yeah.
their culture, their history.
Think about haggis, neeps and tatties, a classic Scottish dish.
And shortbread. Who can resist melt-in-your-mouth shortbread? It's a taste of Scotland right there.
These food traditions, they're like edible stories passed down through generations. So as we journey through Blair Castle and the world of Scottish castles, what's standing out to you most?
I think what's hit me is that Scottish castles are more than just striking structures. They're like living embodiments of Scotland's history. Each one has a story to tell about different time periods, architectural styles, the lives of the people who live there.
It's true. And the diversity of Scottish castles is just incredible. From those imposing fortresses like Dunatar to the elegance of Blair Castle, they offer a real window into Scotland's past. And the fact that a family has held on to Blair Castle for centuries, through thick and thin, it's a testament to their commitment.
To preserving a part of their heritage. And to the power of place, the importance of family legacy and looking after these historical treasures for future generations.
We can't forget the human element either. Behind every castle wall, there are stories of love and loss, victories and heartbreaks. It reminds us that history is really about people, their lives, and their impact on the world around them.
It's true. And when we explore these stories, we gain a deeper understanding not just of Scotland's past, but of ourselves, our connection to the places and the people who came before us.
It's like putting a puzzle together. With every detail we uncover, the picture gets clearer. We get a richer and more nuanced understanding of Scotland's story.
And sometimes it's the missing pieces that are the most intriguing. Think about the mystery of Queen Victoria and Blair Castle, or the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. These unsolved riddles, they make us curious, they make us want to dig deeper.
That's what makes exploring a new place so rewarding. The not knowing, the surprises you might find along the way. And if you're looking for something more, well, let's not forget that alpine coaster in Midlothian. It's a reminder that Scotland offers something for everyone.
It really does. Tradition and innovation blended together beautifully. Whether you're drawn to ancient castles, breathtaking scenery, or seeking out adventure, Scotland has a way of capturing the heart. It certainly captured mine.
And as we wrap up our deep dive into Scottish castles and the captivating story of Blair Castle, I'm left feeling inspired and in awe. It really does feel like we've only scratched the surface.
Doesn't it? There's just so much more to discover in Scotland beyond those well-trodden paths.
Beyond the tourist hotspots.
Right, like every glen you wander through, every village, even those crumbling ruins you might stumble upon.
They all seem to hold the potential for a new discovery.
Like they're just whispering stories from the past.
Makes you wonder, what other hidden gems are tucked away, waiting for us to find them?
Like a lesser-known castle with some incredible tale attached to it.
Or a local festival that's been going on for ages that nobody really knows about.
Imagine coming across a secluded croft.
A croft.
Yeah, one of those traditional small farms where they still practice those age-old crafts.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or maybe you stumble upon a hidden sea cave that people say is haunted by mythical creatures.
Haunted. I'm in.
I mean, in Scotland, it's like history and folklore are so intertwined.
Yeah, sometimes you can't really tell what's real and what's legend.
That's part of what makes it so captivating, though.
Absolutely. The history, the myths, those breathtaking landscapes. It's no wonder Scotland's such a popular destination.
And if anyone listening is feeling that pull, that urge to explore,
I'd say check out the Love Scotland newsletter.
yeah, it's a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to dive deeper into all things Scottish.
Travel tips, insights,
Yeah.
all those little details that really make a place come alive.
Whether you're planning a trip or just armchair traveling,
The Love Scotland newsletter's got you covered.
it's packed with information and inspiration.
So, to our fellow deep divers out there,
We hope this journey through the world of Scottish castles
and especially the story of Blair Castle,
has left you with a sense of wonder.
and maybe even a little itch to explore further,
Who knows, maybe you'll be the one to uncover the next hidden gem.
or unearth some long-forgotten tale.
And even if you never make it to Scotland in person,
We hope you've gained a new appreciation,
for the power of place
the allure of history.
and the magic that happens when we open ourselves up to the unknown.
Until next time, happy exploring, everyone.